Man, with the Danny Earl, Terence Crawford talking again. He say he feel like if Earl come fight like how he fought Sean, for one, Crawford being hypocritical because he not standing on his word. After that fight, a lot of people forget it, or a lot of people didn't see this. Crawford said he did an interview and he said he felt Sean Porter beat Errol Spence. For some reason this has totally been erased. Danny seen something. You can see in that fight when he was doing commentary. Danny definitely felt like how he was fighting in the Sean fight that he would be vulnerable for his big punch because it was just there to land. I don't think Earl is gonna be the same coming. I think with that momentum and that Earl and on that streak and on that pace, I don't think you just come back from a car accident like that and be the same without readjusting yourself. You know, it's a build up. It's like you've been going to the gym a certain amount of days. It just become you get a rhythm. You know, or you just hoop in a certain amount of time, you get a rhythm. But if you take some time off or you go through something like a accident like that, you don't know that you're going to be that same person. And you adding this time off. And even if he wasn't at that same space, he wouldn't say it because it makes himself look vulnerable. With so much money at stake, I just don't see it. I don't think it's a good idea. I mean, I respect the heart of coming back and fighting Danny. But I think maybe more than anybody else in the division fighting Danny, you need you need to be sure your reflexes is all the way on point. And on the pace he was before, had him smoking Danny, you could just box him. Do like Mikey. He understands how to keep his distance in fights that he needs to keep his distance, and he understands when he can bang. Speaking of Errol Spence, he could just use that jab, work Danny body, move around. Danny's flat-footed. It's only so much Danny can do. So unless you just standing in that pocket and banging with Danny, that's pretty much the only way he gets you. But in the Sean fight, he could take my wrist in the pocket with Sean Porter because Porter is not coming to knock you out. I don't think he would be approaching a Danny fight in the same way that he would be approaching a Sean Porter fight. Now, Crawford is trying to give advice to Spence because he doesn't want to mess that money up. And his career is pretty much at this point Spence or bust because he's not going to fight anybody else this of a top-tier caliber opponent. So he's going to be waiting and just sitting back, and Spence is going to be going through his gauntlet. But it's no guarantee he can make it through. I mean, me and some others had Sean Porter, including Crawford, winning the Spence-Porter fight. And people keep saying, oh, if it wasn't for the knockdown. A knockdown doesn't just mean you win the round. You can break even, bro. If somebody's whooping you before the knockdown and whooping you after the knockdown, which Sean Porter was, he's winning before the knockdown and got up and got right back on him. Spence didn't do anything after. Tell me what he did after the knockdown. Nothing. He got outworked. Got beat up before the knockdown and after the knockdown. You don't just get the round. If you want to say the knockdown is that substantial, you can break it even. But you can't get beat up before the knockdown and beat up after the knockdown and just say, oh, he won that round. No, it don't work like that. But I favor Danny as he is right now after the car accident. He doesn't stay in shape in between fights. I don't think the reflexes will be there. And when you fighting Danny, who has pop in both hands, you can't afford to be a step slow. I think it would be better to come back and test where you are, and then you can gauge, jump into that Danny fight. Just test the water, get the dust off you. He's not gonna do it. He feels like he's ready. Respect his heart. But this could be the end of the run of Errol Spence. So in this regards, I agree with Crawford. But Crawford, don't sit back, fight somebody. If you're a fan of boxing, hop in his comments, stay on him, stay on Bob Arum. Bob Arum went from he'll make the Porter fight to now it's just so many excuses with Crawford. Put him in a fight against another top. Don't just sit back and wait on Earl. Don't be Earl or bust. Have a meaningful fight in between time. Take a risk. If that fight's not gonna happen until 3 fights, you can't fight 3 scrubs. Like, can't respect that.